Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Cleveland Guardians.
Yesterday was a stormy day in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, as we rolled through the trading deadline, and the Guardians came out relatively unscathed. The Minnesota Twins, on the other hand, whoop. Guardians TV presented by Progressive as we open up a three-game series. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. We'll get to the Twins in a moment. I think everybody in Cleveland was holding their breath because Steven Kwan's name was rumored to be bandied about, thinking maybe he was going to get moved at the trading deadline. It came and went. He's still a Cleveland Guardian. That's good news. But they did move on from a very, very popular player.
And that's bad news. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to see Shane Bieber leave this organization. He was a class act since the time he signed back in 16, and you can see his record. We know how good he was, 62-32, and it's a shame that he has to leave after having Tommy John surgery, rehabbing. Although he was signed, he had an option for last year. He's going to be a free agent. He moves on, so we wish him the best of luck, and it's a sad day.
Very highly touted pitching prospect comes back from Toronto, and a guy who's on the verge of getting to the big leagues, and that's 6 years of big league control.
Right.
And that deal came down to dollars and cents without a doubt. The Minnesota Twins, well, Derek Falvey says it wasn't about dollars and cents. This was about starting over, and boy, did they start over. I've never seen this many players traded at the deadline in my life.
No doubt. 11 guys, and 10 of them were coming off of the roster, and they went everywhere. And you're wondering, are they going to be able to field a team today? Well, they're going to be able to do that, and they're going to have to finish the year out. But what a shock, I think, to everybody. And you know, the team is for sale, so we don't know what's going to happen.
Almost 40% of their active roster gone in less than 24 hours. So, yeah, they were probably introducing themselves to each other as they got off the plane here in Cleveland. Meanwhile, to quote the late coach Norman Dale from the movie Hoosiers, this is your team. The Guardians will try to run down a wild card spot, and Andre Knott talks to Steven Kwan coming up next. Cleveland Guardians baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Step up to the plate for savings. Visit Progressive.com. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries, and official partner of the Cleveland Guardians. A 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Kwan closing. He dives and makes the catch. It's an RBI double for Steven Kwan. Into third with a 2-out RBI triple. O'Neill back looking up. Goodbye. His third hit of the game. And the Guardians have a lead. There's your Gold Glove left fielder. Steven Kwan continues to dazzle us night in and night out, and he will continue to do so for the foreseeable future. The trading deadline came and went, and even though his name was out there, Kwan's still a member of the Cleveland Guardians going forward. And with more on that, downstairs to Andre Knott.
I think so many people forget that these ball players have normal lives like Carlos Santana and everyone else. And when you ask Steven Kwan what his plans were on July 31st and August 1st, it went like this. He had a camp yesterday for a baseball camp with kids. It rained out. So he stayed with every kid and took a picture. He wasn't worried about a trade deadline. Today, he had a dentist appointment. And he said to me, if I thought I was getting traded, you think I would have a dentist appointment? The truth of it was a week that was truly nerve-wracking for him and his teammates, and they're all happy that he's still here.
I mean, it's affirming. I think it's cool to, like, you play the game the right way and people recognize that. I think that just further shows that, you know, my daily routines, my daily mentality, how you treat people, how you talk to people, it all kind of adds up. So that's super affirming. It's flattering for sure, but yeah, I just don't know if I was ready to call another place home.
I mean, it's definitely awesome. I mean, Kwan's one of my best friends. I mean, like with what you said, like, I'm not just with him from, I mean, like 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Like, I'm with him. I see him more than like my own family, my own girlfriend, like stuff like that. So, and obviously I spend a lot of time with him. And like I said, he's one of my best friends. So it's great to have him stay. I mean, it was an anxious day yesterday.
I think the main thing you take from Quan was he's not ready to go. He has former teammates from college on that other side. He said talking to those guys, hearing what happened to them, he's heartbroken because who wants to go through that at this time of a season? For him and his teammates, they're excited because they feel like they're still in this thing. They have a chance. The team wasn't broken up. They feel like they're playing good baseball. And for the pitchers, like you heard from Bibee, they're happy that they still have their left fielder that's a Gold Glover.
Yeah, no question. You know, it is a very trying time when you're going through it and the names that are bantered around and stuff. Thank goodness it's over. It's time to get back and play some baseball and win some games.
Guardians Twins, we're back with the first pitch of this weekend series coming up next. Special night for Gabriel Arias and his family. He already has 3 girls in the fold. Now he and Genesis are going to welcome a baby boy into their family in the very near future. The gender reveal tonight here at Progressive Field, so lots of smiles and
congratulations.
Understandably so for Gabby Arias and his crew.
All right, let's take a look at Gavin Williams, who will be our Toyota starting pitcher tonight, having a nice year, 6-4, 351. He's been pitching very well. He's 1-1 this year against Minnesota. We'll talk about some of those numbers in a little bit. But if the big rig's throwing strikes and he can get his breaking stuff over, he's going to be a tough guy to settle tonight.
Austin Martin is going to lead it off for the Minnesota Twins. Guardians come in. They've won 16 out of 20. They're trying to make their move. I should say they won 14 out of 20, trying to make their move back into the American League wild card race. They're 3 games out of the final wild card spot as the night begins. Minnesota slip sliding the other way. That precipitated the move and the trading of nearly 40% of the 26-man roster over the last 24 hours. 1 down. Austin Martin retired by Carlos Santana. Alan Roden is a new left fielder. Ryan Jeffers will DH and hit third. Cody Clemens batting cleanup. Royce Lewis hits 5th. Matt Wallner 6th. And Brooks Lee is the shortstop. Christian Vasquez behind the plate, and Edward Julien back from the minor leagues is the second baseman batting 9th. Here is Alan Roden. He was just acquired and one of those deadline deals. He came from the Toronto Blue Jays. He was part of the package that Ty France and Louis Varland went the other way to the Blue Jays. Roden in 32 games with the Blue Jays hit .204, 3 homers, 18 knocked in, 9 doubles. At least if you're a guy like Alan Roden, you're not the only new guy walking into the clubhouse.
That's true. Well, and he's coming right back after yesterday and getting a chance to play today in the new lineup, so you don't have time to really think about it. You go look at your new clothes, you get the right fits, and you get after it.
Now the 2-1 offering. And that's a good pitch down at the knees.
Gavin Williams on the year against left-handers as he has dominated. A 143 batting average, and that is the best in the majors. You talk about opposites.
Fastball, but it missed low, and now a full count. Swing and a miss. He overpowered him with a fastball, 2 down.
Let's check out the Guardians defense. We have an opportunity. Quan is in left field. Martinez in center. Daniel Schneemann over in right. On the infield, Ramirez at third. Arias the shortstop. Rocchio is in second. Santana at first. And Bo Naylor behind the plate.
Ryan Jeffers has been swinging the bat well. Last 15 games, he's batting .380, 4 doubles, a homer and 5 runs batted in. And a good pitch fastball. In there for a strike. It's 0-2. Swing and a miss. He threw him a breaking ball, and Jeffers went chasing. The Twins go 1-2-3. A couple of Ks for the big rig. The Guardians are coming to bat.
For the Guardians, left fielder number 38.
Stephen Vogt starting lineup for the Guardians tonight, presented by Progressive. Stephen Kwan leading it off. He gets a huge hand from the crowd as he steps to home plate tonight. Daniel Schneemann, then Jose Ramirez, Manzardo, Martinez, Arias in the middle. Carlos Santana, Bo Naylor, Brian Rocchio rounded out. Joe Ryan winds it up. He deals, and that's a fastball that tickles the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, Ryan with a number of pitches, the fastball, sweeper. He's got a split finger, a sinker, a slider, and also a curveball.
Kwan chumped it and fouls it straight back. Nothing into the count.
Very aggressive. He's got good control. And he's having an outstanding year.
0-2 to Kwan, and it's down low. Stephen Kwan riding an 8-game hitting streak coming into action tonight. He's 10th in the American League in hits. He's just outside the top 10 in batting average. And who knows, now that the anxiety, if there was any to begin with, or at least the uncertainty, that's behind him, he might go get hot and go on a run and make his way back into the top 10 in batting average in the American League. He's certainly capable of it. And he starts with a line drive base hit left center field. Austin Martin throwing to second base, holding Kwan to a leadoff single.
Well, there you see a nice little stroke here, taking it to left center field. That was a two-seam fastball going away. It stayed up a little bit. Kwan does what he does best, just stays on it, takes it the other way, and gets himself a base knock to lead off the game. Now a 9-game hitting streak.
Held at first by Cody Clemens. Daniel Schneemann takes, and the breaking ball misses in off the plate. Schneemann in his last 5 games swinging the bat pretty well, 6 for 17 with a couple of doubles.
Matt, I talked to Stephen Vogt just here before the game about.
There's a ball smashed to second. It ate up Julian. His only play will be at first base, and Kwan is in the scoring position. Go ahead,
I
Andre.
asked about the batting order and why they did it the way they did, and they said Schneemann, as you just said, have been swinging the bat well, hits the fastball well. The hole should be open for him with Kwan there. Didn't work quite that way, but really it's about Angel Martinez and the versatility he brings, Rick. Because he's a switch hitter, they feel like putting him behind Manzardo kind of helps them out, depending upon how the Twins want to use their bullpen, and they think maybe down the road he could be a run producer as well. So nothing's in pen, but they just want to see where he can fit best.
Jose Ramirez, he's batted .320 since the All-Star break. There's a hard hit ball. Bennett gets by Clemens. Around third, Stephen Kwan. He will score the game's first run, and the Guardians will play from in front. Jose with RBI number 57.
And they take advantage of the non-turn double play.
Arch, did that go over the glove of the first baseman, or was that missed?
No, that went. I just thought it was a clean base hit.
Okay. Just the way Ryan reacted.
Go for it. He just didn't get it.
Beat him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's bring more good to life. Our Meyer play a base hit, and that was a double play unturned, and they take advantage and take a 1-0 lead.
Kyle Manzardo, he takes a high fastball for a strike. Manzardo, he is locked in, baby. Oh, what a jump by Jose, and Ryan never saw him. He steals it uncontested, his 32nd of the year.
And that's a big one there. That's 275,
Yes, it is.
isn't it? That's a very big one right there. He's been waiting to do this, and he doesn't even get a throw, and he was halfway there. And Joe Ryan just held it, and then Jose took off. Well, now 275 stolen bases, 276 or some home runs.
Not many have put up those numbers.
The only one third baseman, that's him, with that many steals and that many homers.
Now Manzardo wasn't ready yet. In and out of the mitt of Christian Vasquez. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Kyle Manzardo.
And when you're going good, boy, you get that foul tip, and it doesn't stay in the glove of Vasquez. You can see it hit that heavy padding up on top of the glove. Didn't get into the pocket, and Manzardo's still alive.
He tried to hold up, but he went around and strikes out the second out of the inning. Well, Jose Ramirez moving into a club of 1, the only third baseman to have 275 or more home runs and that many stolen bases as well. Only the 5th player to reach it in his first 13 seasons. You know, I guess historically, when you think of great third basemen over the years, you usually think of stocky, bigger type guys, or power guys,
that
not
can't
necessarily burners on the base paths.
Right.
Or athletes.
No, there were some very good athletes over there with like Brett. Brett would steal some bases, but he, you know, with the home runs, and Mike Schmidt.
Was a heck of an athlete. Brooks
they-
Robinson.
Yeah, Brooks, he was defensive gem, but he couldn't run.
Not great speedsters.
George could run a little bit, but Jose takes the cake, man.
Chopped up the first baseline. It goes foul. Oh no, it stayed fair, says first base umpire Dan Isanya. And the Guardians are out here in the first, but they strike first, and they lead it 1-0. Guardians TV is presented by Progressive. 1-0 Guardians on top. Cody Clemens leading off, takes a fastball for a strike. A career high 12 homers for Cody Clemens. Over his last 6 games, though, Clemens just 3 for 20. Tom Bochenek tells us that on the year at home this season, the Guardians, when they score in the first inning, have gone 13-2. Weekly bounced to second, and Rocchio flips it over, 1 down. A word now from Kia.
Number 23, Royce Lewis.
That'll bring up Royce Lewis. Lewis, in his last 10 games, has hit .359 with 4 doubles, 3 homers, and 7 runs batted in. There's never been any doubt about this guy's ability and his potential. It's just a matter of can he just literally stay healthy enough for a long period of time to produce over an entire season?
Well, that's been his issues, you know, he getting hurt. But, you know, his first 110 plate appearances, he only hit 200 starting out this year when he was coming back off the IL. And then now his last 87, he's hitting 293. And he's doing a lot better.
I'm glad you're using those numbers because much like their other #1 pick, Brian Buxton.
Got him looking. Ring him up. Not sure what he was looking at, but that was a perfect pitch. Third strikeout for the big rig. 2 down here in the second.
Yeah, this is when he threw the fastballs early, and then he comes back with a nice little slider here. Bo just dropped it. It was right down the middle. Off the glove there, went straight down, but it was a good pitch.
I guess, Arch, what I was going to ask you is how does he develop when he never gets enough at bats in a row to kind of develop, if that makes sense?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't help it. If you can't stay on the field, you're not going to get in any.
He should ask Byron Buxton how that works.
Exactly.
I know,
exactly.
and that's amazing. They keep him, and I mean, he's on the IL again for what, the 18th time?
I want to see how many times those two have played together.
Well, that's unfortunate when they're your best players and they spend a lot of time on the injured list. It's a tough way to go.
Well, I mean, especially when the talent is obvious.
Right.
Anybody
Yeah.
that watches either one of those guys play, like, wow. I mean,
Yes.
just wow.
Well, we've raved at Buxton the way he could go get a ball, and he was having issues early in his career running into walls and, you know, doing a lot of things. But boy, the talent is absolutely there. Willie Castro, the guy they also got rid of, he was probably their MVP. He'd play everywhere.
He was their
on
MVP.
that team.
He was the MVP last
Remember,
year.
he used to play center, infield. He goes anywhere.
And now he's with the Cubs, and he'll be a perfect extra guy for them.
Ooh. Fastball strike 2-2 on Matt Wallner.
You got to be patient with his Andre. He's a little late calling.
I was kind of like, what are you waiting
They're
on?
not going to be quick. You just got to be patient.
Okay. You know, I don't have that, but
Friday night, relax.
Just got paid. Come on.
I know you did. I saw it.
2-2. And it's in the dirt, full count. Matt Wallner, kind of the all or nothing guy. 5 doubles, 10 homers in his last 45 games and a 180 batting average.
But he's always played well against us.
Fouled right back.
We seem to bring out the best in him.
Well, he's played 11 games in this ballpark. A couple of homers, 6 runs knocked in. Ring him up. He took a 99-mile-an-hour fastball from the big rig right down the express lane. He forgot to pay the toll. 4 strikeouts for the big rig through 2. One nothing Guardians on top. Bottom of the second inning. Bet365 betting odds. Gabriel Arias leading off for Cleveland here. Has hit in each of his last 4 games, going 5 for 16. Joe Ryan's first pitch is a ball. 14 out of 18 have been strikes, though, from Ryan in the early going. Arias with the fly ball to left center, and Martin runs it down, 1 away. Well, that'll bring up Carlos Santana. As crazy as yesterday was for Minnesota, and especially for Twins fans trying to keep track of the carnage, players being traded left and right, it almost was even worse for Twins fans, because the Red Sox were hot after Merrill Kelly. They were trying to pry him loose from the Diamondbacks.
Right.
Didn't happen. He ended up going to the Rangers. And then reports started kicking into gear that they were going after Joe Ryan. And at one point, there was an inadvertent tweet sent out that, according to Fox Sports, that Joe Ryan had been traded to the Red Sox, and they threw John Paul Morosi's name up on that tweet. The problem was it didn't happen. And then it also got picked up by another news outlet, and of course it spread like wildfire.
Of course. like everything.
According to league sources, they got into it and they were trying to make that deal happen, but the Red Sox were just unwilling to offer up any of the pieces that the Twins wanted in return in order to move a player of the caliber of Joe Ryan.
They wanted Abreu or Duran, and it sounds like the Red Sox said no, no, no.
Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Carlos Santana.
Now, Matt, the other part I got of that is the Twins were here in town. They were in a hotel room, in a big room, and all the players that were still on the team were all in the room together, kind of watching everything as we were. And yes, losing some of the players hurt, but maybe the player that hurt the most was Louis Varland, who you mentioned, because he ended up going right at the deadline. He was in the room with the guys. It crushed the team because Louis Varland's from the Minnesota area. He had a bunch of years left. They felt like he was going to be their possible closer. He was near tears almost, and he was with every guy that you see out here on the field right now. And just in talking to the team, they felt like that was the one that kind of punched him in the gut, to say the least, that he was as well going with the other 10 guys that got traded yesterday or the
day before. Griffin Jackson and Rocco Baldelli were face-to-face in the dugout, had to take it to the office after the game. So it's been a mess.
A complete mess.
The last 48 hours for Minnesota. Santana with an opposite field single to left. I mean, you trade your closer, Joan Duran. Jax, who's probably the #1 guy setting him up, and then Varland as well.
Yeah, they lost some good arms. They sure did.
Lost 5 arms out of their bullpen, and as you just said, Matt, 3 of those guys they thought of as closers, all gone.
Here is Bo Naylor. Has Bo Naylor found his stride offensively here in the late going of the season? Well, in his last 7 games, he's reached base safely 10 times. He has 5 extra base hits, batting at a .286 clip. Yeah, it's only 7 games. But could that be a sign that maybe down the stretch he finds his offensive rhythm? This club desperately needs production.
Well, Rocchio's been giving them some down in the lower part of the lineup, and Naylor has pitched in with that in the games you're talking about. It's the first time we've seen Santana this far down in the lineup. It's the first time he hasn't hit 3rd, 4th, or 5th in this lineup all year long.
Two-1. Trying to go the other way, left field slicing out of play.
Slice. Boy, that one started out a lot in fair territory.
With a young player, I could understand dropping him down in the lineup to maybe, as they say, just take some pressure off of them to not think like, hey, you've got to do something different because you're in the middle of the order. I think with Santana, dropping him down in the order isn't so much for him as it is for the lineup. By getting him down in the lineup, now you've given the bottom part of the lineup a veteran bat who's not going to change anything.
No, he'll still get on base the same amount of time he does up a little bit because he walks, but today it was with a base hit he started him off.
I think the other thing too is, as we've already seen with Stephen Vogt, there is no set lineup. No, I mean, guys are going to move on a regular daily basis. Tonight, Santana's batting 7th. You don't know where he's going to be tomorrow. Daniel Schneemann bounces all over the lineup. But for today, see how it works.
Well, we saw the only opportunity where we had it 3 days in a row, and that goes back over a decade ago.
Yeah, right.
You'll never see it again for another decade, so don't worry about it. They're going to be in the top 9. That's all you need.
Hey, you've always told us that's all that matters.
You, just get your name in the
first
top 9, and you got a chance to do good.
Bo's having a good at bat. As Ryan fires one in the dirt on the breaking ball, now a full count. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Bo Naylor on the year is 3 for 14 against Minnesota pitching, but 2 of those 3 hits, home runs. That's ball 4. So another good at bat for Bo Naylor. Another time reaching base. And 2 on with 1 out for Brayan Rocchio.
Batting ninth now for the Guardians. Number 4, second baseman, Brayan Rocchio.
Brayan Rocchio has been locked in his last 20 games, batting .284 with 10 extra base hits and 14 runs driven in. So as Rick talked about, you get some production from guys like Bo and Rocchio, and that gives that bottom part of the order a chance to turn it over now for guys like Kwan and Ramirez at the top.
Give them opportunities, and it works out well. They've also, in the month of July, they've done a nice job at taking walks too, and I'm talking about just everybody, you know, passing that baton, moving it on a little bit where they didn't earlier in the year.
Base hit center field. Santana around third. He will score. Bo Naylor stops at second. And Brayan Rocchio once again delivers. It's 2-0 Guardians. That's Rocchio's 15th run batted in his last 21 games.
Well, he's starting to feel comfortable down there. A nice, easy swing here. Watch how short, quick to the baseball. This guy will throw you some fastballs. Be ready for it. Didn't overswing. Put a nice line drive stroke on it. Get yourself a knock and an RBI. And keep it going. Now you flip it over to the top of the lineup with just 1 out. You got a lot of time for some action.
And a first pitch breaking ball in there for a strike to Stephen Kwan. Just did shave the inside corner. Kwan thought it was in off the plate.
Well, you see, he's slow with making that call.
Who do you think he is? Tim McClellan?
Joe Brinkman.
No balls and 2 strikes for Kwan. Lifted to left field, shallow. Roden makes the catch. 2 down. And that will bring up Daniel Schneemann, a ground out victim his first time up.
Stepping in now for the Guardians, right fielder, Daniel Schneemann.
Ryan misses outside. Schneemann hit a 1-hopper to Edward Julian at second base, and he knocked it down, or it knocked him down. I'm not sure which.
Boy, if you watch Ryan when he comes set and you've got a guy on second base, he stares at that guy at second base until he's ready to deliver that ball to home plate. And then once he does, he just goes. Not that he's worried about it, because Bo's not a base stealer, but he'll sit there and he'll watch him all the way and then go home. Turn that head and go.
Struck him out. Second strikeout for Joe Ryan, but the Guardians have scored a run in each of the first 2 innings. Brayan Rocchio knocked home Carlos Santana here in the second. 2-0 Cleveland. A look in from the Defy Wire Cam on a Friday night. Ballpark is pretty filled up.
Yes, it is. Settling in for a good night. Fireworks to follow.
Beautiful Friday evening. 71 degrees at game time. Just a light breeze blowing in. Brooks Lee looks at a pitch outside. It's 2-0. Brooks Lee playing shortstop tonight. The biggest stunner of the Twins trades at the deadline had to be Carlos Correa, who had a full no trade clause in his contract, but he waived that to go back to where he came from, the Houston Astros. He played there from 15 through 21. At one point it appeared that the deal was not going to happen, and reportedly Astros owner Jim Crane personally talked to the Pohlad family, who owns the Twins, and they worked out the terms of the deal. Kind of interesting. The owners got together and said, all right, how are we going to make this happen? In the end, the Twins got a minor league left-handed pitcher in the deal, and then the Twins sent $33 million to the Astros to help cover the $100 million that Correa is still owed through 2028. Derek Falvey said, couldn't say enough nice things about Correa in terms of the way he handled it. He never came to us and demanded anything. He worked through it. But for his part, Rick, it's interesting because we've watched Correa literally his whole career, first in Houston and then in Minnesota, and he's dealt with some injuries as well since he was in a Twins uniform. Vasquez
smokes.
Chops one off the plate, only play at first. Nicely done by Roki on the bare hand grab and throw.
I mean, that ball, right out in front of the plate, that thing was hit high for a one-hopper, and Rocchio had time because the catcher was running, but he still took the chance to barehand it, but gets the out at first.
In going to Houston, Carlos Correa will be a third baseman.
Right.
And he said when he got to Houston, he's been wanting to play third base for a couple years, and that they had talked about that in Minnesota. They just hadn't found a shortstop to take over.
Now, how much do you think that comes from the leg injuries that he has had, that maybe he's not moving nearly as well as he was?
At this point in his career,
the plantar fasciitis that had kept him out for almost a year.
And didn't he have an ankle? He got his ankle almost taken out a couple weeks ago too.
He's had some injuries there, and he'd rather, I'm sure, at this time move to third base.
Matt, my question is, and it was a report, and didn't have a player's name on it, but it was a player that's still in that dugout that kind of said if they knew the team was going to do all of this, they don't want to be there. If you're Rocco Baldelli,
it's the guy pitching tonight.
Yeah. Well, thank you. But if you're Rocco Baldelli, how do you deal with that over the last 2 months of the season, knowing that that's a thought that's on one of your players' minds?
I'm sure, just speculating, I'm sure he's talked to him. If he hasn't, that's on him. But
right.
These managers know you've got to get out in front of those kinds of things. If you know somebody's unhappy, you better talk to him now. Don't let that fester. I'm sure he has.
I'm sure he has, and I'm sure they've had team meetings and everything else.
Of course, nobody's going to be happy when they see what happened in the last 24 hours. 2-1. Swing and a miss. As I said to you, Rick, imagine being one of the guys left behind. You feeling, well, what does that say about me?
Right. Well, for the young guys that are getting there, it's an opportunity for them to play in the big leagues, but it is mind-boggling that 11 guys were traded over the trading period.
Arch, I'd be more. I'll wait till after the pitch.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Number 5 for the big rig. First time through the order.
Matt, Rick, I'd be more worried if I played for St. Paul and didn't get called up. How do they feel about me then?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the minor league system, it's absolutely crazy. They ship a lot of guys around, but these guys were traded at the major league level. I've never seen anything like it.
2 down, top of the order. Austin Martin, who grounded out his only time up. Forget about being a Minnesota Twin prospect. If you're a Padres prospect and you don't get traded, then you should have questions about yourself.
They lived up to what we call them. They move them, don't they?
They picked up 7 players.
Can they even field a AAA or AA team at this point?
But yeah. They had to go out to the sandlots and hurry up and sign him.
Line drive, base hit, left field. Kwon up with it. He's throwing home. Here comes Lee, and he is out at the plate. Stephen Kwon with a one-hop throw to Bo Naylor, who had to go behind the dish, take the hop, and then get back on top of the plate and tag him out to end the inning. Oh, the Gold Glover just continues to dazzle, although hold everything. The Twins are going to challenge the call at the plate.
Call on the field is out at home plate. Minnesota has challenged.
Well, it was right on the money. Right on the money. We're going to see. He took a wide turn around third base as he's coming in. Here comes the throw. Bo get behind the plate, as you say. Williams sees the call. Does he get the tag down in time? It's hard to tell from that. We've got to slow it down. He may have gotten the foot on that plate before the tag before he slides into the tag. But like you said, the key is he was behind the plate, and a lot of times when you see the catchers, they're out in front of the plate, so where they're not blocking it. But this time he's back there in the catcher's box. The throw was there, but then by the time it's hard. It's going to be tough.
That front foot was kind of bobbing up and down because of the way. Watch when he hits the dirt. Watch the foot pop up. That time it looked like it stayed down.
Yeah.
The other angle looked like it was up in the air, but I think it stayed down.
It's going to be hard to turn that, isn't it? Turn that over, I would think.
I don't know. We'll see. It looked like if the foot was down, it looked like it might have been on the plate before the tag. We will see. So close. But it's worth one to try. I mean, to go ahead and challenge. You've got to try that. That's a run for you, and it keeps the inning going.
But as you say, that is a difficult play for a catcher.
Yes.
To go grab that throw.
After review, the call on the field stands.
Yes.
There you go.
Kwon gets his 10th assist.
Not enough evidence to overturn it. Stephen Kwon guns down another. And it remains 2-0 Cleveland midway through the third. Cleveland Guardians baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Step up to the plate for savings. Visit progressive.com. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Jose Ramirez will lead off here in the bottom of the third. 2-0 Guardians on top. It's popped up. Foul ground. Long run for Lewis by the tarp. Can't get there. Jose knocked in a run with a base hit in the first inning, giving him 57 runs batted in on the year. Joe Ryan has allowed 1 run and 2 hits in each of the first 2 innings. That's socked foul. He got roughed up against Washington his last time out, allowing 5 runs in 5 innings. But prior to that, he had not given up more than 2 runs in any of his previous 6 starts.
He's had a consistent year. 5-3 at home with a 3.13 ERA, and on the road 5-2 with a 2.51.
Jose fouls it off and stays alive.
I mean, he went slowing away the pitch before this. Now he's going to run the cutter in, and it fouled off his body. It looked like, but Jose, when he sees those in there, he still swings at them. He stays in there. That's about, if you're going to hit that ball hard, that's about all you can do with it, is pull it, but hit it hard right above their dugout into the screen, where he's done it twice in this at bat. Now he wanted Harden in. Look at that. He's in swing mode.
Finally threw one that hopefully he would chase after, but he didn't do it, and it's 1-2.
You have to try.
He's shaking his head going, man, what do I have to do?
I know it. You have to try to throw one out of the zone.
Rocked right field. If it's fair, it's gone, but it is foul.
Do you see where the glove was? It was up about his head high, and you can't get it up that high as a pitcher. And he still got on top of this one. Watch where the glove is. They want it up around his head. He gets it close, but you can see that was just a few ball widths up, and he still smoked the ball.
So this will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat, and it's a 1-2 count.
He's hitting everything. He's fouling it off.
That stayed fair. And a nice play by Cody Clemens to take it to the bag himself.
Look at, he's got to be saying something to Jose right there. Jeez, put it in play, will you please?
Kyle Manzardo coming to the plate, man. Hyundai in the driver's seat. Shows you Manzo in his last 12 games. 2 doubles, 5 homers, 14 runs batted in.
The numbers are great, Arch, but for the month of July, he hit 295. Could this be the month that kind of triggers him to being the hitter we've been talking about? I just go to the average. You guys had all the other numbers, but for the whole month, almost hit 300. We've talked about him being able to hit the ball from, you know, left center to right center and being more than just a power hitter. Did you feel like you saw something different the last month from Manzardo?
Well, you know what? He was off balance for a while. He's getting good, and he's balanced in the box. He's using the field. He's taking it the other way. When you start using the whole field, hits start to come your way. You know, you start seeing some doubles, and he's hit some long balls. He's been on a nice run. Let's hope that can continue.
Tied him up.
You know, it's funny when he's on a streak like he's on, and now all of a sudden we face a left-hander, you don't see his name in the lineup, you get upset.
I know.
You're saying, where is he? He's hot. Keep him in there.
I was just going to say, getting quality at bats and getting 4 at bats a night has helped as well when he's gotten
Well,
them.
sure it does, and it always will. When you get in that lineup every day, you get a good idea in that batter's box, and I say when you're swinging good, you can hit anybody.
Well, like David Fry told you the other night, he and Manzardo, they just kind of look at each other and say, all right, right-hander.
Your turn.
All right, Manzo, you go get him. Left-hander comes in. All right, David, you're up. The 2-2. Sounded like he broke his bat. Center fielder Austin Martin puts it away, 2 down. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. This is a look at the hits during his hitting streak.
And you see he's in the middle of the
Right
field.
center, left center, exactly.
Yeah, he's in the middle of the field. When hitters are in the middle of the field, you're going to see these hit streaks. You're going to see good things happening with them because they're seeing the ball well, they're staying back, and they trust their hands.
Angel Martinez, a ground out, his only time up. Two balls, no strikes. And that just did nick the inside corner. That's going to fight its way into the seats. And the count evens at 2-2.
Arch, right there on that Martinez swing, you saw him kind of jumping at it a little bit. Remember how we talked about him staying back on that back leg when he's left-footed?
Yes.
Or hitting left-handed, rather?
Yep.
You can tell right now he's a little bit out of what he was doing when he was swinging it well, kind of jumping at the ball a little bit.
Yeah, you're trying to get out and get it. And, I mean, I don't know if a few pitches on the inside part of the plate will make him do that. But that was a better swing there. But you see where he stayed back and just let the hands come through the hitting area?
And it seems like...
See, sometimes when you try, Andre, and go out and hit that ball, your hands come with you.
Right.
Instead of keeping them back. There. That one, you see where he was fine?
Yes.
And he had his head right down in there and it didn't move. Even though he popped it up, he hit it okay.
Swing and a miss. Joe Ryan sets him down 1-2-3 for the first time tonight. And after 3 innings of play, it's the Guardians 2 and the Twins nothing. Back here at Progressive Field where the Guardians lead the Twins 2-0. We go to the 4th inning. Gavin Williams will face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Minnesota. Waiting for Rick to get done with his house cleaning duties.
Okay, shower's ready. Let's go.
We put Rick to work from time to time up here, making sure the booth is nice and tidy. We have.
If anyone had any idea.
Chris Antonetti is with us now, Guardians team president, baseball operations. Obviously, it's been a busy couple of weeks, especially the last 24 or 48 hours. It's been wild to watch from afar. For you up close and personal, how nuts is it when you see a team like Minnesota trade away almost 40% of their active roster in a 24-hour span? And what impact, what ripple effect does that have on the rest of the industry?
Yeah, it is a chaotic and frenetic time of year. And the crazy thing to think about, for what was it, the 36 trades or something that happened, there are literally hundreds of other trades that were talked about that didn't happen. So what you're seeing and what ends up happening is just a tip of the iceberg of the work that's going on this time of year.
When a team is that active, or let's say the Padres, when are they not active? What does that have an effect, though, if other teams? I won't throw you in there specifically because I know you don't like to divulge specific conversations, but if teams are talking about a trade and then those teams consummate a deal, then all of a sudden the player pool starts shrinking as far as the prospects and everything, right?
Yeah, that's part of the equation. I think you're always trying to survey the market and find out, who else is looking for the things you might be looking for, to have an idea what the supply and demand looks like. So as guys come off the board, that definitely changes the dynamics between teams.
You have to be thrilled when it's over with, when it's all said and done. And
yeah, you can, getting some sleep is helpful.
Right,
yeah. So but at the same time, it's a fun time of year and it's a lot of work. But ultimately, the way we try to look at it, it's an opportunity for us to try to advance and put the organization in a better position moving forward.
I know it's never easy to say goodbye to players that you've drafted and developed and have watched them flourish, like Shane Bieber, but tell us about Cal Steffen, the player that comes back from Toronto in that deal.
Yeah, as you said, Matt, it's an incredibly difficult thing to trade someone like Shane Bieber. He's meant so much to our organization on the field and in the clubhouse. Re-signed with us and trusted us and our medical team in particular to continue his rehabilitation and get him back to full health. But so it's a really difficult choice. But the opportunity to acquire Cal Steffen for us was too good to pass up. It's a guy that we've been on since the draft. He was a second-round pick out of Mississippi State. He's a big, physical, right-handed starter that attacks the strike zone, has a complement of 5 pitches, including a split finger that he's developed this year. And we think he's got a chance to pitch in the major league rotation for years to come.
Any idea, can you give us a best case scenario timeline on when you would see him in a big league uniform?
That's hard to say. First and foremost, we want to get him healthy. He's had a minor shoulder impingement that he's recovering from. He's out in Arizona. We'll complete his rehab there, and then he will join our Akron team when he completes that, and hopefully finishes the year healthy and strong, and then come into spring training next year, go out and compete, and we'll see where it leads.
I think the best news of all, my phone was buzzing from fans who were just saying, please tell me they're not going to trade Steven Kwan. and I thought, Chris, it was really cool how you came out and said you knew a lot about Steven Kwan and how much you valued him and how much you thought of him. and you got a good idea of how the rest of baseball feels about it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I told Steven. So I had a chance to, even prior to deadline, I talked to him, tried to at least share what was going on, and reminded him that as an all-star, there are going to be a lot of teams that call. Where that leads, I don't know. I expected him to continue to be a Guardian, but when you play the way Steven plays, or Jose Ramirez, or a lot of the other players on our team, there's going to be interest from other teams, and this is the time of year where they express that interest. So I called Steven probably 20 minutes or so before the deadline and said, I can confirm for you, Steven, not only do we appreciate what you bring both on the field and the clubhouse, but so does the rest of Major League Baseball, because that was evident by our conversations.
I've known you long enough. I know you're not going to get into specifics, but when you go into a trade period like this with a guy like Steven Kwan, do you and Mike Chernoff and your crew and staff, as you guys get together, do you guys put on the blackboard, here's our line in the sand, we will not accept anything below this if we're even considering moving a player like him?
Well, in any negotiation or any thought, you have to have an idea of what your expected return is and what your threshold would be to either make a deal or not. So we go through that exercise really for a lot of players, and then that helps guide our, how we engage other teams.
Well, any of these, negotiations, when you know how an organization feels about some of your players, could that carry on into the offseason and into next year?
It can. That's one of the benefits of this time of year. It also happens, as we get into the winter and the winter meetings, the other time when rumors start to fly, is that, it gives us a sense, a few things. One, what are other teams trying to accomplish? What are their needs? What are their, areas of depth organization, and where are they lacking? And then which of our players do they have interest in?
Line drive left field, Kwan racing over. He will cut it off, and that made Jeffers jam on the brakes as he came around second base.
There is no better left fielder than Steven Kwan.
Absolutely. And accurate arm and 10 assists. He got his 10th last inning. You're not going to run on him. That's the Kwan wall out there. Does anybody play it better?
Nobody. It's been unbelievable.
I know it is. He's something special, boy.
I mean, his reads off the wall. And the thing that amazes me is he does it so incredibly well at home. But the work that Steven puts in to familiarize himself with the wall in every ballpark he plays is incredible to watch.
It's not only here.
It's not just here. He does that everywhere.
He made a play in Pittsburgh last year off the wall to third base, and that was one of the best plays I've ever seen. It changed the whole complexion of the ball game. That was this year.
Yeah, that was earlier this year. And even places like in Fenway, where the Green Monsters are so hard, and there's so many different ways that balls can bounce off there. It's not just luck. He goes out there and works at it.
There's no luck. It's incredible. It's really fun to watch.
Speaking of fun to watch, Gavin's been outstanding tonight.
Yes, he's
been really good to see.
He was fastball heavy early. And when he can command that, look out. And 2 starts ago against Oakland, he didn't have a 2-0 count. He had 11 punch outs, and he was throwing his breaking balls for strike. He had everything working that night.
When Gavin impacts the strike zone and is filling up the zone, he can be really tough.
He's unhittable.
2-strike pitch. And Wallner spoils another one. It feels like ever since he started going to that cut fastball, something he could really feel good about being able to command and throw anywhere for a strike. That kind of was the secret to unlocking the mysteries of being consistent.
That's been a big part of it. He's added that. He's mixed in a sinker a little bit more to right-handers to give them a different look, another type of fastball. So this is part of the development of a young pitcher. I think we're seeing firsthand.
Well, with a 147 batting average against left-handers, give me a break.
I think it's the best in baseball.
It is.
Yeah.
It is the best. If he can have that something going into the right-handers, like the sinker.
Exactly. And that was one of the reasons he tried to add that in, was to be able to have something kind of coming into the right-handed hitters, give him something else to think about.
Yeah, he's growing more and more every start out there.
Missed up high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stephen Vogt told me before the game he never allowed himself to get too far down the road to think about, all right, if Shane Bieber comes back for this many starts, we can pencil him into the rotation for this amount of time. But boy, you had to start, as he got closer and closer, you had to weigh that between, how much could he potentially help you this year versus, is this the best time to make a trade in terms of maximizing the value you get in return?
You nailed it. Those are all the considerations we had to work through, and
I'm really good after the fact, folks. Great.
Yeah, sure.
After it's all said and done, I'm the guy you want to talk to.
So, yeah, those were all the considerations we needed to weigh. And I think with the way Shane was heading, we were kind of expecting that he would opt out of his player option. So really, he would only be here through the balance of the year.
Good take by Walter. He showed some patience as he draws a walk and extends.
Doesn't
the
it
inning.
always work that way after we talk about the guy dominant, pounding the strike zone? The walk inevitably happens. At the
Okay,
end
but
of the
this is the big out you got to get right now. You got 2 outs.
Yeah.
Chris, we don't
time to
believe in
wait.
that. It's not us talking that are the problem. It's the
No.
players that make the plays.
There you go, Andre. Yep, I'm going with that.
But trust me, if you had Twitter, they'll be telling you it's your fault.
That's yet another reason why you won't find me on social
I'm
media.
learning that the hard way.
Yep.
Just direct him to
Yeah.
Andre.
Hey, Andre, tell him to fax it to me.
If they have a fax machine.
Yeah, exactly. I said that to my younger daughter the other day. She's like, Dad, what's
What
a
is
fax?
a fax? You're right.
Bases loaded, 2 down. And Brooks Lee, who's taking over for Carlos Correa at shortstop, takes the ball down and in, 1-1. One of the best gags I've seen in recent years was people giving young kids an old school telephone and said, make a call with that. And it's fantastic.
Couldn't figure
to
it
watch
out.
them try it.
Yes. How do you get this thing? How do you get it? The buttons don't push.
Gets away, but nobody can advance. Bo pounced on it quickly, and Gavin was at home plate to cover.
Well, you got Jeffers on third base, who's a catcher. And you can see he's coming down the line. He sees that ball in the dirt. He started, but he didn't really get a good read on it. But Bo jumped on it quickly, and he stays at third, which is a good thing.
Bases loaded, 2 out. 2-1 pitch. And off the plate. And that was really close. That looked like it had a little bit of the plate, but didn't get the call. Nope, that'll send him scurrying on the bases on the next pitch. Jeffers at third, tying run Royce Lewis at second, Matt Wallner down at first. They're off on the 3-2. And a big chopper up the middle, cut off by Rocchio. Good throw, got him. And the Twins leave him loaded. The big rig works out of a jam. We head to the home half of the fourth. We'll talk about the recent draft with Chris Antonetti next. Two 2-0 Guardians on top. Jose Ramirez, Angel Martinez going over the iPad as they normally do. Post at bat, trying to go over and see if they can pick anything up next time around. Gabriel Arias leads off here in the fourth. We're visiting with Chris Antonetti, Guardians president of baseball operations. The draft just recently took place around the All-Star break. A new infusion of talent. Jace Laviolette was the top pick for you guys. How did that draft unfold for you, and how do you feel about the new group of players coming into the organization?
Yeah, it's a really important and exciting time for our organization because it gives us an opportunity to bring in a new influx of talent. And we were really pleased with the group that we were able to bring in and sign, almost all of them, with the exception of one so far. So it's an exciting time for the organization, and a guy like Jace is one of the numerous big physical athletes that we were able to sign in this draft. And that's just the way kind of things worked this year and the players that were available to us at the time we picked. And we're really excited about the group and are excited for them to begin their career.
High pop, shallow right. In comes Matt Wallner.
So that whole group was out in Arizona for what we call our foundations program, where we bring them all in and help them acclimate to the organization. They get a chance to meet with our player development staff, our coordinators, members of the front office, so they can get a chance to learn a little bit about the organization and the transition to professional baseball, and not just what to expect on the field, but off the field as well. So grateful for our leaders out in Arizona, like Alyssa Nacken and a number of others to help facilitate that program for us.
Just notice 3 of the first 5 picks were college outfielders. In general, how much farther along are the college players in terms of how much time they need to develop before they're quote-unquote big league ready?
Yeah, each guy's a little bit different, but typically they have a couple of year head start on some of the high school guys that join. Some of the more advanced college guys may start in high A, for instance, where some of the younger high school players will start at our complex league out in Arizona.
Little difference, you know, when you're coming out of high school, you haven't been to a level where that game speeds up on you a little bit.
Very much so. In terms of just the physical maturation of young men, from the difference between 17 and 18 years old and 20, 21, 22 makes a big difference. Yep.
You'd barely been out of Niagara Falls when you got drafted.
I know, it was scary, but you know what? You get used to it quickly.
1 out, Carlos Santana. He singled and scored in the 2nd inning. Once upon a time, he was one of those young prospects working his way through the minor leagues. Speaking of those young prospects, Chris, how many guys could we or should we expect to see between now and the end of the season? Guys who we've heard a lot about in the minor league system.
Well, first and foremost, we want the guys that are here to continue to progress and develop, because it is still a very young group, and hopefully, you know, a number of them that have shown strides and made some developmental progress continue that in the second half and help us win a lot of games. But we are encouraged that there's a number of guys that we think within our player development system that can come up and help impact us at the major league level when there's an opportunity, and you know, those opportunities could happen soon.
Big bouncer to first, and the Guardians go quickly. Chris, thanks so much for stopping by. Appreciate
My pleasure, guys. Always great to be with you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Chris Antonetti. Guardians 2, Twins nothing through 4 in Cleveland. Chris, what can I say on the air?
Well, it's Jose Ramirez jersey tomorrow night when the Twins are in town. 20,000 fans will receive a replica number 11 jersey courtesy of Marathon. Tickets on sale now, CLEGuardians.com.
Christian Vasquez, a ground out, his only time up tonight. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. 0-2 from Gavin Williams. Gavin got out of a bases loaded 2-out jam in the 4th. Ground ball routine for Arias. 1 away. A word now from Levin Furniture and Mattress.
This summer, sleep cooler for less on a Tempur-Pedic Breeze, Casper Snow, or Purple mattress from Levin Furniture and Mattress. LevinFurniture.com.
Edward Julian struck out his only time up in the 3rd. Now the 0-1.
Arch Julian is a guy that we saw 2 years ago open the season up, I believe, against the Yankees. We were watching the game, and his swing jumped out to you. You said this guy could be a good player. And I think part of the problem with Minnesota is a lot of guys that we all thought were going to continue to grow haven't. And he's one of the guys they point at. He was on the opening day roster this year, and it just hasn't worked out for him after he got off to a great start last year.
Had his ups and downs, no doubt, but that happens to young players. They can come up and get off to a good start. You have to make adjustments. And, you know, the league adjusts. I mean, we see it all the time with our own players.
Plays into what he always tells us, Matt. Don't fall in love right away, because there's still a lot that they've got to learn.
Oh, yeah.
Tried to hold up. He chased. And Bo Naylor pounces on it, throws it down, 2 away. That's 7 strikeouts for Gavin Williams.
There you go. Nice little curveball here, straight down into the dirt, right on the plate, and you can see Bo. You know, he blocked that beautifully to keep it right out in front, an easy throw to first.
Austin Martin 1 for 2, singled his last time up. Martin swung the bat well at AAA this year, batting .324. That's foul. Last year in 93 games with the big league club, he hit .253, had 18 doubles, 16 runs knocked in. Checked in, it's a foul right back.
Boy, barely moved his bat. It was up and in, but deflected off his bat. Didn't even take a swing. Watch this one coming up and in, and it just way to stay alive.
And the 2-2.
Wow, good
right.
swing. He earned that base hit.
And he's 2 for 3 on the night.
I mean, nice stroke here to go the other way. You see that ball's just stayed middle of the plate, even though it is 98. Watch how quick he gets to the ball. Wasn't a big swing, but that ball was out a little bit. He just stayed with it, and that's how you get base hits off a big man like that that's throwing so hard.
Now Alan Roden 0 for 2. And he looks at a fastball for a strike. Roden came from Toronto along with left-handed pitcher Kendrys Rojas. Roden hit .331 at AAA Buffalo in 32 games. But as I told you, just .204 with 1 homer and 8 runs batted in 43 games with the big league club. He was on the Blue Jays opening day roster. Here's a stat that shows you the difference between AAA and the big leagues. At AAA this year, Roden had more walks than strikeouts. With the Blue Jays, he had 8 walks and 24 strikeouts.
Well, that's the difference where major league pitchers can throw the breaking balls for strikes.
Right to Santana's side, retired halfway through. Cleveland 2, Minnesota nothing. Guardians TV is presented by Progressive. Ryan Rocchio now up to 294 in his last 21 games. But a very healthy 375 with runners.
Yeah, that's what you
position.
like to see, and that's what he did his first time up. Got a base knock to give him their second run back in the second inning. You know, when you're swinging as good as he is now, you're only getting your second at bat now in the 5th inning. You'd like to have more when you're swinging it as well as he's been.
Fastball strike. Go. Why did he not leave the box? He might have been halfway to first base.
That was weird. You know, anytime in question, he sees it right off the get-go. He's just watching it.
Leadoff hitter number 38, Steven.
Yeah, not good right there.
Back to the top of the order, Stephen Kwan fouls the pitch straight back. I'm sure a conversation will be had.
Oh, yeah.
It'll start with, well, why didn't you run?
Yeah, even if it was foul, you got to get out of the batter's box. You can't sit and watch it come into play.
Kwan sends one high in the air to right center. Martin, the center fielder, takes care of it. 2 down. And the injury report tonight brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. Nolan Arenado of the Cardinals dealing with a right shoulder issue that puts him on the injured list. St. Louis 500 club at 55-55 on the year. Yandy Diaz, meanwhile, on the injured list with a forearm problem.
You know what's crazy about the Yandy Diaz? That was in that Yankees game yesterday. He got hit in the forearm and had to go on the IL. We see guys get hit every day and don't have to, so that was a tough one for them.
1, 2, 3 go the Guardians, and that is 11 in a row retired by Joe Ryan. Meanwhile, Gavin Williams is mowing him down on his side of the ledger. He's got the middle of the order when we come back. Cleveland Guardians baseball is brought to you by Spectrum. Get fast and reliable speeds on the network that moves with you. Spectrum. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. 6th inning, Guardians lead 2-0, and Gavin Williams has the 3-4-5 hitters due up for Minnesota. Ryan Jeffers leads it off, signaled his only time up, or I should say his last time up in the 4th. He is 1 for 2. Left-hander Tim Herron is getting loose in the Guardians bullpen. I beg your pardon, that's Eric Sabrowski that is up. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's number 8 for Gavin Williams. One down here in the 6th.
He's got a very nice curveball tonight. Look at this one.
Stepping in now.
His last strikeout came on that curveball. Look at beautiful, but it just gets over home plate and it goes into the dirt and you just can't hit it.
Speaking of curveballs, it was 40 years ago today that the Guardians, then the Cleveland Indians, traded Bert Blyleven to the Minnesota Twins for a little-known shortstop by the name of Jay Bell.
Jay Bell. Wow. 40 years ago, huh?
You're not getting any younger, Arch.
The Dutchman.
The next year, in Jay Bell's first ever big league at bat, he hit a home run off Bert Blyleven.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. I started asking the other starters about what pitches they appreciate. Yes, he did. But I asked some of the starting pitchers what pitches they would like from the other starters. And it'll be a cool thing as we put it all together, but it was great talking to Tanner Bybee and Slade Ciccone because they both said to me, they love everything that Gavin has, but they said when that curveball is right,
yeah,
that may be the pitch they'd want from him. And they said, yeah, the heater is great, slider's nice, but that curveball is nasty coming off his fastball, the way it drops when he has it right. And he has it tonight.
Does. You can see it. That one hit a little bit out front in home plate, but when he's got his good breaking stuff, he's pretty much unhittable.
Yes.
If you get one, you're going to have to take that little base hit, that 98-mile-an-hour fastball he could throw away and take it to right field.
Arch, I love talking to the starters about what the other starters do because they can give me some insight that can get me one again.
No, he didn't.
Okay. Look at you, you're umpiring up there now. I like it.
Me and CB go hand in hand.
I've never heard you say that.
Well, there you go. You get a look at it there. He didn't go like the last guy did.
But as much as we talk about velocity, it was fun to talk to these guys about what they appreciate, what the other guys are doing.
Carlos Santana takes it himself. Bert Blyleven rode that curveball all the way to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he had a good one too. Left-handed, right-handed, it didn't matter. If it was good, if it was on, you weren't going to get a hit off.
Rick, the year Cleveland traded him 40 years ago today, and I don't know why the trading deadline was August 1st in 1985, so don't ask. But when they traded him that year, he led the American League with 24 complete games.
Yeah.
That is the most by any pitcher in the last 45 seasons. Wow. In fact, the last pitcher to get to double figures in complete games was James Shields of the Tampa Bay Rays in 2011.
Big game, James.
And he's the only pitcher to reach double figures in the last 26 seasons. The Twins go 1-2-3, and the big rig just keeps on rolling. Gavin Williams talking to Brad Goldberg in the dugout, along with Joe Torres there, part of the pitching group, along with Carl Willis. He's been special tonight. Joe Ryan back out here for the bottom of the sixth. He has set down 11 in a row since Brian Rocchio's RBI single in the second inning.
That'd be a good time to add on right now. Good time to add on. Ramirez, and you know, most hits against the Twins among active players. He's got a couple of them.
Yeah, but Arch, look at how he's pitched against Ramirez after that last at bat where he had 11 pitches, I think, against him, most of them heaters.
Yeah.
Seen a couple sweepers already, and he's 3-0.
Yeah, he's slowing everything down a little bit. He tried going inside. Tried going up, trying to go down. Another guy, Carlos Santana. Both of them come into the game with 184 hits. Ramirez had one in his first at bat.
We'll get a word now from Rally House.
Play ball, Cleveland. Shop the latest in Guardian style with your favorite brands and throwback designs. Rally House has gear for every fan.
Kyle Manzardo 0 for 2. Manzardo has struck out, flied out. And Joe Ryan asking, does he want a new baseball? A lot of pointing, but no talking. Outside off the plate. Manzardo jolts one to right field. That gets down for a one-out single and stops a string of 12 in a row retired by Ryan.
It's going to get a breaking ball on this pitch. That thing just sat there. It was up a little bit. He took advantage, put a nice swing on it, nice base knock.
Ryan just over 90 pitches on the night. Action in the bullpen behind him. We didn't see any obvious sign that Gavin Williams' night is over, but Eric Sabrowski continues to loosen in the bullpen. We shall see. Angel Martinez has grounded out, struck out. high fastball well above the hitting zone, and he got after it. 0-2 the count.
Good pitch.
Just outside.
Yeah, it was a teaser. He didn't chase after it. He's going to try and throw that bounce at one the next time inside and see what you do. Got a 1-2 count. There you go.
He chased it.
He sure did.
That was nowhere close, but he couldn't help himself. 4th strikeout for Ryan.
Well, it's Kids Fun Day and Slider's birthday party. That'll be on Sunday when the Twins will close out this series. You can enjoy family-friendly activities with Slider and his mascot friends. Plus, all kids will get to run the bases after the game. You can get your tickets at CLEGuardians.com.
Rocco Baldelli going to ride Joe Ryan for at least one more out here to get through this 6th inning. Broken bat bouncer to third. Lewis to second for the inning-ending force. And we'll head to the 7th in Cleveland with the Guardians still clinging to a 2-0 lead.
Well, you can check out Progressive Field's newest premium location. That's the KeyBank North Coast Social. Enjoy upscale dining in a premium bar inside the private space, or you can catch the action from the terrace box overlooking the left field line. Learn more and book your North Coast Social experience at premium.cleguardians.com.
Eric Sabrowski is the new pitcher as the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen is made here in the 7th inning. 11th appearance for Sabrowski. Ground ball to third. Jose Ramirez throws him out. 1 down. Union Home Mortgage play of the game. Gavin Williams went 6 strong. 4 hits, did not allow a run. Walked 2, struck out 8. He has now made 11 starts after a Guardians win. Coming into tonight, he had pitched to a 2.80 ERA in those
Great
10 starts. And tonight, he did not allow a run in 6 innings.
Great curveball tonight, boy.
Brooks Lee has walked and grounded out. Right field, down for a base hit. Schneemann cuts it off. And now the tying run to the plate for the Twins here in the 7th as Christian Vasquez steps to the plate.
There's the breaking ball, little too high. Stays up, easy pitch for him to take it the other way.
Christian Vasquez.
He does just that, so they'll have a 1-out runner now at first.
Hunter Gaddis begins to loosen up in the Cleveland pen. Vasquez swings through a high fastball. Twice he has grounded out tonight. 9 hits in his last 37 at bats. Oh, that got him, and that's not good. Now you've got 2 on and 1 out. And Edward Julian coming up.
Going to get a pinch hitter for Julian, it looks like. Yeah, he went way in there. He had no chance, but he's got that protection on the above the elbow there. You'll see that's exactly what it hit. So Vasquez will take his base.
Switch hitting Mickey Gasper
will be the hitter. He's the only right-handed bat the Twins have on the bench. Carl Willis coming out for a chat, and we'll get a word from GMC.
Get this low mileage lease on the Sierra Elevation for around $499 per month.
Friday night here at the ballpark. Big crowd on hand. Guardians got one in the first, one in the second. Gavin Williams made it stand up through 6. Now Eric Sabrowski here in the 7th. Got the first batter. And allowed a base hit to Brooks Lee. Hit Christian Vasquez. So now 2 on, 1 out. And Mickey Gasper at the plate takes. It's a fastball strike. Infielder's trying to turn 2 if he hits one on the ground. Tried to hold up. He went. It's 0-2. Austin Martin waiting on deck. Right-handed hitter already with 2 hits on the night. I'm curious to see what Stephen Vogt decides to do if Martin comes to bat. Double play could render that a moot point.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Two-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, 2 down. Here comes Stephen Vogt. He'd already made up his mind. It's going to be Gaddis coming on to face Austin Martin. He got him to chase the curveball in the dirt. And we've got a timeout in Cleveland with the Guardians in front 2-0. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Guardians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Guardians. Now the Guardians lead is 2-0, but it is precarious at the moment. 2 on, 2 out for the Twins, and Austin Martin, who already has 2 hits on the night, is at the plate. Hunter Gaddis on to try and secure the final out here in inning number 7. 48th appearance of the year for the big right-hander. And it's in the dirt, ball 1.
Moving Schneemann a little bit more to right center field. Get off the right field line. Pretty good breaking ball there, just low.
Chase that one, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, this is for young hitters. You get that 2-0 count, you might think you might be getting a fastball, but he stayed right with that breaking pitch. Slider down and away, and he went after it, and it was off the plate.
Same pitch, same result, 2-2.
2 of the same pitches, both of them. Same spot, same result.
Now this big crowd trying to make a little noise with 2 on and 2 out, and the 2-2 pitch from Gaddis. Checked his swing. He taps it out to the mound. Gaddis leaping throw, and it goes by Santana, and the Twins are going to tie the game. Unbelievable. An ill-advised throw, and Santana couldn't knock it down. And the Twins scored 2 runs on a ball that didn't go more than 10 feet in front of home plate.
Yeah, just that's a pitch that the pitcher should never. He tried to make a jump throw like he was a shortstop. And you just can't do that with the game on the line like that. And once it gets away, they're going to come back. They're going to tie the score. And Gavin Williams has nothing to show for this game. It just tried the backhand. Boy, that's just a bad mistake right there.
It'll be a single and an error allowing both runs to score. That's foul. Nothing in 2 the count. He strikes him out, but the Twins have tied it at 2. Stretch time in Cleveland. Now it's a 2-2 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Before we do, downstairs to Andre Knott.
Thank you very much, Matt. We're here with Gavin Williams. Gavin, it seemed like you wanted to establish the fastball early on. Is that true? And if so, why?
Yeah, for sure. Just trying to mix around the fastball, see what I can go from there. I mean, if I got my fastball, I feel like I got all my pitches that day, and just trying to keep them off balance.
One thing you told me after the All-Star break is you weren't completely happy with how you pitched in the first half, and you wanted to cut down on the walks. How have you been able to do that in these first 3 starts since the break?
Yeah, just looking back at the way I was moving on the mound, wasn't moving as efficient as I could, and went back and watched a lot of video and see what I was doing from like 21, 22 when I got drafted, see what I was doing now.
The one thing that we've heard from Stephen Vogt and Carl Willis is that you've been willing to make changes throughout the season, something that's not very easy. Why has it been so easy? And I know it hasn't been, but why has it been so easy for you to be able to do that during the season?
I mean, our pitching department's insanely good. They got all the resources, we got all the video that we can look at. Just looking at different things, from the edge to the track man to all the different camera angles that we got. It's been pretty easy on me. I feel like I'm not really doing the work; they're doing the work for me.
Other thing is, as you look at the starting rotation, you guys are finding ways to get deeper into games, whether it be cutting down on strikeouts, but getting outs early in the count, something that all 5 of you guys have been doing. What do you look at it from your perspective that's working for that?
Yeah, I think everybody looks at each other's outing, and we go from there. I know that I look at Bibby's and what he's done on pass and for certain teams and certain players, and I feel like that's been the biggest thing for us this year.
We appreciate the time. Let's figure out a way to get a couple runs so you can enjoy the rest of the night.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, Andre. Thanks to Gavin Williams. And, you know, to that end, Andre talking about the starters trying to do their part to get deeper into games. The Guardians finished the month of July. Their starting rotation finished second only to Seattle in total innings pitched in the big leagues.
Yeah.
They only had 44 starts of 6 or more innings last year. They've gone 6 or more 42 times already this season, with 2 months still to go in the season.
And so with Gavin's 6 tonight, make it 43.
They've made great strides in that department.
Yeah, that was the big key. I mean, early in the year, where those bullpen guys were getting worn out because they were going 4 or less than 5, but they have really done a nice job. and hopefully that'll continue.
I mean, look, it doesn't seem like a big deal. I mean, what's the difference between 5 innings and 6 innings? It's only 3 more outs. It's monumental as far as the bullpen is concerned.
Correct.
Knocked down by Gasper. He recovers. He throws in time for out number 2. Nice job by Justin Topa to get over there and cover.
Yeah, it was. And Gasper stayed with it, man. He knocked it down, but it didn't go too far away, but he hustled to get over there, and by the time Bo could get there, it was bang, bang at the base, and they didn't get him.
Are the Guardians challenging this?
We'll see.
Ball on the field is out at first base. Cleveland's challenging.
There you go.
Watch Bo as he leaps for first base. I wasn't watching the pitcher. Did Topa get the bag? Did he pull it off? And who got there first?
Oh, that's awful close.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if Bo touched the base, though. Look where his foot ends up. It's a little short initially. And, oof.
It looked like that toe did get the front edge of the base. You know, instead of going up where you can see his toe up, you can put your foot down and still get the edge of the base. But it looks like it could be there. They're talking about it now. Who knows?
Really close. I think as you slow it down frame by frame, it looks like Bo's toe gets the base before Topa gets it back down on the base. Now that's if they can determine that Bo's toe definitely touched first base.
Exactly.
Because
that's like the play of Kwan's when you go to home plate. He was called out, and this could be the same thing. Looks like he could be safe, but is there enough to overturn it?
The crew chief, Dan Isanya, waiting for the word from Replay Command in New York.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out. Cleveland loses their challenge.
I don't know how in the world they confirmed that. I didn't see anything that confirms this. If anything, it stands.
Yeah. Well, he can't believe it either.
So 2 down. Here's Brian Rocchio. And it's inside ball 1. Rocchio knocked in Cleveland's last run in the 2nd inning. And he's got another base hit, much like the one he had back in that 2nd inning. A line drive to center field. And comes with 2 outs here in the 7th.
Yeah, 2-out base hit here. Another line drive up the middle. Got a nice little sinker going down and away.
Vasquez has been pretty good at throwing out runners. 30% of them cut down back in 2020. That was one of his best years. He's thrown out 28% of would-be base stealers this year.
Yeah, Rocchio not a base stealer.
And a fastball strike. 1-1. The 1-2. Left field, right at him. Inning over. 7 on the books, and it remains a 2-2 ball game. Well, right now it's a tie game because of our progressive defensive play of the game way back in the 3rd inning. Stephen Kwan with a throw to Bo Naylor, and they cut him down at the dish.
Yeah, beautiful tag by Bo. Nice throw by Kwan, his 10th assist on the year. And look who's happy. Having right there to punch him out.
Sadly, a defensive miscue by Hunter Gaddis, the pitcher. Cost the Guardians 2 runs in the 7th, which is why we're now tied. Nick Enright on the pitch here in the 8th, gets a pop-up off the bat of Ryan Jeffers for out number 1. And now Cody Clemens coming up.
To the plate now, number 18, Cody Clemens.
Nick Enright on for the 17th time this year. 1 win, no losses, an ERA of 2.29 and 20 innings of work. He has struck out 17 batters, has walked 9. Little low ball 1. Now Tim Herron is up in the bullpen.
You know, Matt, you go through the emotions of a player, and I don't know Cody Clemens personally, but if you remember earlier in the year how excited he was to be in Minnesota after starting the season in Philadelphia and really didn't get an opportunity. Got excited because he got to come over to Minnesota and get some playing time and having a career year so far. And now all of a sudden, look at the situation he's in.
Yeah, but he's still got the opportunity to play, and that's all you can ask for, an opportunity.
The batter now from Minnesota, third baseman Royce Lewis.
Royce Lewis was on bat here, 1 for 3 on the night. Swing and a miss. Really good breaking ball from Enright. Off the fastball, and a really good one right by him, 1-2. I mean, made quick work of him. 3 pitches, and good night, Royce Lewis. Twins go 1-2-3. Middle of the order coming up for the Guardians. Here's a look from the Defy Wire Cam. A beautiful night here at Progressive Field. Temperature in the low 70s. All that humidity that was here the previous few days gone. Tell you what, it rained enough yesterday.
Yes, it did.
Tell you what, man, it rained like. Whew.
Sure did. Cooled everything up beautifully.
2-2 ball game. Last of the 8th. Daniel Schneemann, Jose Ramirez, Kyle Manzardo. Cole Sands, one of the remaining members of that Twins bullpen.
Yeah, they had what, 5 pitchers off that team gone.
You can see Sands, the ERA a little high for as talented as he is. It's down low. Sands, 27 years old. He's primarily been their 7th inning guy, but now with everything kind of roles are out the window now.
Yeah, right. That's right. Everything changes. Situation of the game matters now for Minnesota.
In the air, shallow left, late break by Roden. I don't know if he's going to get there. He wouldn't have, but how about Royce Lewis showing the wheels to get out there? 1-down.
Well, you can hit up MLBshop.com for the largest and latest selection of jerseys, caps, hoodies, and accessories to keep you in the game all year long. Gear up, game on at MLBshop.com, the official online shop for your Cleveland Guardians.
Jose Ramirez 1 for 3, knocked in a run way back in the first with a base hit. With Cole Sands pitching tonight, I think back to the story about Joe Garagiola saying usually if you make it to the big leagues, you're the most famous player from your hometown, at least the most famous player from your neighborhood. He goes, I wasn't even the most famous kid on my block because I grew up across the street from Yogi Berra. Cole Sands lived 8 doors down from Cole Reagans growing up.
Right? No kidding. Well,
how about that? Both guys on the same street make it to the big leagues.
They're both in the Central Division.
Yeah.
I think it's more crazy that there was 2 Coles that lived that close to each other.
Now the 2-2. Jose chopped it foul over toward the end of the Twins dugout. Had a few guys ducking for cover. He's getting a lot of good looks. He's had some lengthy at-bats already tonight. Another foul back at a high fastball. How many foul balls does he have tonight?
Yeah, that was a good swing on one. I bet he would like that pitch back again.
Hit the side of the mound and carried him back toward Royce Lewis and made an easier play for him.
It sure did. It kicked left. Our left, his right. That hit the side of the mound and made it a little easier play over there for Lewis, no doubt. Watch it, just the side, not hard. But you see that bounce? Took it over. You see where the shortstop Lee was coming over maybe to make a backhand, but it didn't have to.
So 2 down for Daniel Schneemann. Jose Ramirez has fouled off 11 pitches tonight, but unfortunately, last couple of at-bats, nothing to show for him. Usually he gets to see that many pitches, it does damage. That hit the back foot of Manzardo, and he'll take his base with 2 down.
Smokes, all right. I'm going to send out a happy birthday wish to John McMichael, turning 88 today. Happy birthday, John.
He'll be getting ready to go back to work here pretty soon.
Check the back foot. Boy, oh boy, that's tough to see.
Did you say John Michael or John McMichael? Oh, John McMichael. Oh,
yeah.
I thought you meant our guy.
He's not 88.
He's not 88.
Don't you be calling him old now. He's going to be mad at you.
John's going to be mad as
That was Matt Underwood that called you that old. Matt Underwood.
Happy 88, John.
John Michael. Getting ready for the season, getting older too. All at once.
Those NBA seasons are hard on a man.
They're like dog years.
I just teed him up.
Oh, my phone will be ringing shortly.
Well, with 2 down, Pete Mackey, the pitching coach, out to talk with Cole Sands as Nolan Jones is going to bat for Angel Martinez.
For the Guardians, batting for Martinez will be number 22, Nolan Jones.
Looked like Angel Martinez just left the dugout. So Nolan Jones with 2 down and a runner at first takes a strike. That's up and away. Nolan Jones 2 for 13 on the year as a pinch hitter. Cut the outside corner, 2-2. Struck him out with a high fastball, and we'll head to the ninth, tied at 2.
Well, with the district ticket presented by Miller Lite, you'll get a standing room only ticket to the park with your first drink included, all for just $20, including all fees. Catch the game from any of Progressive Field's standing room locations. You can get your district ticket at CLEGuardians.com. All right, back to start the ninth. Cade Smith coming into the ball game. We're facing Wallner, Lee, and Vasquez, the scheduled hitters.
Big Matt Wallner, Brooks Lee, Christian Vasquez. Defensively for the Guardians, Nolan Jones is into the game in right field. Daniel Schneemann goes to center. Now ball to Santana at first. He'll take it himself. 1 away.
Stepping to the plate now. 4 minutes.
That's going to bring up Brooks Lee.
Brooks Lee.
Little low ball 1. Lee, no match for the fastball from Cade Smith.
Yeah, good heater right there away, just a hair off the plate. Started him off with his splitter.
And just a hair off the outside corner. Swung at the previous pitch. Didn't get close to it and figured I better not chase that one again.
Yeah, pretty tough pitch to catch up to. But it was off the plate.
And now it's 2-2.
Good
And
pitch.
Minnesota's left-handed hitters are now 0 for the game. That's hitless.
I mean, just a low dart right here. At the knees, outside edge, perfect pitch at 98. 2 up, 2 down.
0 for 15 now for Minnesota's left-handed hitters. Christian Vasquez hit by a pitch and scored in the 7th.
Boy, he's firing some seeds. 8 out of 10 pitches have been strikes, and I mean quality ones.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out with some high heat. And Cade Smith sets him down in order with a couple of Ks here in the 9th. Will the Guardians walk it off and touch off a fireworks show immediately thereafter? We'll find out straight ahead. Gabriel Arias is going to lead it off here in the bottom of the 9th. Did the gender reveal before the game, found out he and his family are expecting a baby boy. He has 3 girls already in the fold. Can't think of a better way to celebrate than with a walk-off. Michael Tonkin is the new pitcher for the Twins. He just got picked up from AAA St. Paul on Monday after they traded Chris Paddock. Tonkin spent the first 5 years of his career with the Twins and then pitched in Japan. First ball swinging, routine bounce to the 3rd, 1 quick out. Tonkin went to Japan and then pitched 39 games with the Yankees last year. He began this season on the injured list. He had a right shoulder strain. And then as he was rehabbing and on his way back, he developed some tendonitis in his right bicep. So it's been a long road back. And Tonkin with a low fastball to Carlos Santana, who is 1 for 3 tonight. He singled and scored the last run for Cleveland in the 2nd inning. They had 2 runs on 4 hits. 2 innings into the game. They have 2 hits since, both singles. Santana on a high fly ball, deep right field, Wallner back on the track at the wall, and he makes the catch.
Boy, they had people on their feet.
Santana made a bid to end it, but came up a little short. 2 down.
Just a little too far off the end. Not quite on the barrel. He sends him back. He had the crowd on their feet and a step away. Look at everybody in that dugout thinking, let's go. It's walk-off time, but no siree.
Here's Bo Naylor. Takes a fastball strike. Bo is 0 for 2 with a walk. Pushed him back with the same pitch. And a fastball ran off the plate, 2-1. Hit him on the back foot.
I think it did.
With 2 down, the Guardians for the 2nd inning in a row get a free base runner on the hit by pitch.
another breaking ball, and it's going to catch him on the back foot. That one looked like it might have got the toe.
So with Naylor down at first, Brian Rocchio to the plate. He has 2 hits on the night. All 6 hits for Cleveland tonight have been singles.
Well, their outfield very deep, especially with Bo on first base, trying to cut off anything in the gap that's a double to stop him from scoring. But you're off on the crack of the bat here. And if he can keep that nice little line drive stroke working, it'll be fine. You could still plug that gap in right center field. There it is.
High fly ball, deep right field. Wallner back at the wall and makes the catch. Twice in the bottom of the ninth. The Guardians make a bid to walk it off, and twice they come up just short. Bonus baseball on a Friday night in Cleveland, tied at 2. Top of the 10th inning. Tie game. Twins will have ghost runner at second base, and Deshaun Kersey will run for Christian Vasquez. The batter will be Mickey Gasper. Swing and a miss. Guardians pinching in at the corners. Some people might be thinking, why in the world would Gasper not be bunting? I think most managers are of the same school of thought. If you're on the road, you play for 2.
You don't want to give up and out. Absolutely right, Matt. We've seen it and we've witnessed it all year. You got to try and play for 2. And these guys should be good enough. If you don't bunt, you can pull the ball to get them over third. At least try for that hit.
The 1-2.
Got a pitch.
Ring him up. The old delayed call from Adam Beck. Third strikeout for Cade Smith. 1 gone here in the 10th.
I mean, he's got the low dart working tonight. Look at that. I mean, that's just a perfect pitch. That's a tough pitch to pick up as a hitter. It just gets on you so quickly.
Austin Martin. Boy, has he had a night. 2 solid singles in the 3rd and 5th innings, and then in the 7th, when it's going right, it's going right. He just check swing tapped one in front of the plate, and an ill-advised throw from Hunter Gaddis ended up in right field, and 2 unearned runs scored and tied the game. It went as an infield hit. 3rd of the night for Martin. That's a strike. 2-1. Low. Field. Jones makes the catch, tagging up and heading to third is Kersey. And now there are 2 down.
At bat now for the Twins, number 19, Alan Roden.
Alan Roden is 0 for 4 on the night. The one thing that Rocco Baldelli did by pinch running for Vasquez with Deshaun Kersey, with Ryan Jeffers on deck as the DH, he'll have to go into the game as the catcher.
Right. Pitcher will have to hit after that.
Yeah, which isn't as big a deal in extra innings, given that most extra inning games don't go that long anymore. Nice job of pitching by Cade Smith. The Twins cannot take advantage of the ghost man. And the Guardians now have a chance to end it next. Back in the bottom of the ninth inning, Carlos Santana almost walked it off, came up just short. And then 2 batters later, Brian Roque almost did the same thing.
Boy, I thought he did too. I thought he got it. Right there, he was able to stand there, and boy, oh, so close for both of them.
But now, because of the pitching of Cade Smith, you don't need a long ball. You just need a base hit. With Brian Rocchio, the ghost runner at second base, Kwan, David Fry, and Jose Ramirez are due up to face left-hander Cody Funderburk, the only lefty the Twins have in that bullpen.
Matt Rick, at the end of the 9th inning, when everybody was running out, Stephen Vogt grabbed Stephen Kwan. They had a quick conversation about what to do in this situation depending upon the score. Probably up to Kwan whether he bunts. There it is.
He takes hits up and away, ball 1.
Because as you guys talked about in the top of the 10th, when you're the visiting team, you're trying to get multiple runs. But now that the Guardians only need 1, they may play small ball.
But you know, look where the shortstop is. I like Kwan swinging away here with that shortstop hole wide open.
2-0.
You know, even though, because he can hit that hole anytime, and he faces left-handers and hits them very well. I wouldn't want to give up his bat. But, I mean, you got to bunt a strike, and he knows what he's doing.
Gets it down. Funderburk dropped the ball. Everybody's safe.
Beautiful, beautiful bunt. Well, he's going to get a hit on that, I'll bet. He laid down a nice bunt. He forced the pitcher to field it, and he couldn't even come up with the ball cleanly. So now you've got first and third.
So David Fry can win it. Minnesota brings the infield in. And he takes the strike. That was a first pitch changeup. And then he gets after the fastball and comes up empty. 0-2. Jose Ramirez waiting on deck. Fry expecting Funderburk to challenge him. And he yanks that foul into the end of the dugout. David Fry trying to end it. 32,777 up on their feet. And the 0-2 is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fireworks show to follow on a beautiful night here at Progressive Field. But it won't be on the bat of David Fry. He's down swinging, 1 away.
He got the fastball by him again. He came back, threw it. He gets the first out. You're going to intentionally walk Ramirez. They can't pitch to him.
Free pass. Hosey goes down to first. They're loaded up with one out. And Kyle Manzardo bringing a left-on-left matchup to the plate. By using David Fry, that leaves the Guardians with Jonathan Rodriguez and Austin Hedges, right-handed bats, left on the bench. Pete Mackey out to talk it over with Funderburk. Manzardo tonight 1 for 3, who was hit by a pitch his last time up. His base hit came in the 6th inning. And that base hit for Manzardo, extending his hitting streak to 10 games.
See if Kyle can stay in the center of the field here with the big lefty. Infield's going to be in, outfield's going to be in. Just take a nice short swing and hit a line drive.
Fastball strike to the outside corner. Up and away, 1-1. Twins infield in on the cut of the grass around the horn. The outfield is also in. Line drive left center field, book it. Manzardo walks him off in the 10th. So the Guardians maintain their stranglehold against Central Division opponents this year. They beat the Twins for the 5th time in 7 meetings.
Hanging breaking ball gets it done. He stayed right on it nicely. Took it the other way, and they can celebrate now.
Their 19th win in the division. That's the most in the Central Division. As the Guardians go to 55-54 on the year. And a good series opening win for Cleveland to try to maintain their distance in the wild card race, trying to keep the heat on the 2 teams in front of them. Seattle. And of course, you know, look, they didn't exactly blow the doors off this thing offensively, but they got it done when they had to. And we're downstairs to Andre Knott.
Thank you very much, Matt. Let's start off with Kyle Manzardo. I know this is different for you. It's loud. Just stay with me, baby. In that moment, and when you see the game kind of going the way you are and you see Hosey in front of you, are you already thinking there's a chance that you're going to get up and they're going to walk him?
Yeah. Just I don't know, seeing how the game was going. I knew that if Hosey came up and we hadn't won it yet, then I was gonna have a shot.
That was cold. You've been able to stay in the middle of the field over the last few weeks. What has worked for you in this last month and being able to do that?
Just backing the ball up, not trying to do too much, taking whatever I'm given by the pitchers, and just trying to stay in the middle.
Great job. Get out of here. Enjoy it. Dry up. Stephen, just in that moment, I saw you and Stephen Vogt at the end of the 9th inning have a conversation. Not to get in that. Wait a minute. Everybody give a hand to Stephen Kwan first and foremost. In that conversation and knowing what the situation could be coming up in the 10th, what's going through your mind and how to get that runner from second to third?
Yeah, just doing whatever you got to do. Laying up your at-bat on the line, just trying to get a bunt down. Not trying to get a hit out of it. I mean, luckily I got one, but just trying to give yourself up and trust the next guy up.
I know who you are as a person, and I know sometimes you don't want all of this, but what does it mean that this city loves you the way that they love you?
No, it was super special. I mean, just the intros today and the cheering out in left field, down the line. I mean, it was super special. I hear all of it, and I'm super grateful. I don't know if I deserve all of it, but super grateful for all the love in this city, and I'm hoping we can stay here for a long time.
As you talk about that and talk about where this team is at right now and the opportunity you guys have still to do what you planned back in February, what does it mean to you that you guys are together for this run now?
Yeah, it's special. I mean, we just got to take it one game at a time, and we had some great pitching from Gav, timely hitting. I mean, it's cliche, I always say it, but that's guards ball. It's what we do.
Cliche, but also had a nice play by the left fielder to keep the game close early.
I mean, I got to shout out Bo on that. That was not a good throw, but I mean, Bo was, he was ready to die. He went right in front of the runner, had that tag down. That was special on him.
Special as you are, Stephen, we appreciate the time as usual.
Oh, appreciate you, Dre. Separate hands.
Thanks, Andre, and thank you to Stephen Kwan. The Gold Glover All-Star made a great play early defensively, and then his bunt single set it up in the bottom of the 10th as the Guardians get out here with a series opening.
Very
win.
nice way to end the game. They started off, where they scored in the first couple innings. They couldn't add on from that point, but they finally did in an extra inning. So, it's a nice win, and let's go. Fireworks.
Time now for Guardians postgame. Al Pulaski, Chris Jimenez will break it all down for you. We're back here tomorrow afternoon with Game 2 of the weekend series.